Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Clonks, and welcome back to another episode of the FC24 Manchester United Career Mode series. This is a penultimate episode of Season 1, and it's a little bit of a big one. We need to win every single game today. As always guys, if you did miss the last episode, head back and check it out now in the description below before we move on. But if you have seen it guys, you'll know that in the last episode we beat Brentford 3-0. We then lost to Chelsea 3-1 and then a massive victory to end the episode off against Liverpool 3-0. Now in today's episode we have a big game. We start off against Bournemouth and we end against Burnley, but that game in between against Newcastle is massive because we are both pushing for that top 4 spot and European football. And then tomorrow's episode is the season finale where we will play Palace, Arsenal and Brighton, so hopefully we can't slip up basically. We have to win every single game if we want that top 4, and even then it might not be enough. So let's jump into the first game and get those first 3 points of the day hopefully. So the Bournemouth team was Neto, Kelly, Sensei Reyes, Aarons, Kluivert, Adams, McKennie, Siniestra, Bakistas and Rafa Mia up top. And then our team was Onana, Malacia, Martinez, Araujo, Dalot, Højbjerg, Casemiro, Fernandes, Rashford, Werner and Daniel Marlon. Come on, we have to win every game, let's do it. So the first chance falls for us in the 18th minute on the break. Daniel Marlon picks up the ball and drives down the right wing, keeps going, gets a nice ball into Timo Werner, who looks for a ball to Bruno Fernandes, who plays a really delicious ball out to Malacia. Malacia back to Rashford, Rashford into Bruno Fernandes, who takes a strike but Neto gets down well. Then nothing else happens until the second half. It was a pretty poor game, but Malacia, already on a yellow card, dives in and takes out Kluivert and does get himself a second yellow card, which means we're down to 10 men in a very poor game so far. Not ideal, but hopefully we can still pick up the 3 points. It is a terrible challenge though. Then a couple of minutes later we get a chance. Casemiro with a delicious ball out to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw with a good first touch, cuts it back to Werner, who takes it to the byline, cuts it back to Marcus Rashford, who's there, and he does put it away. We do take a 1-0 lead despite being down to 10 men. A really nice goal, delicious ball from Casemiro, absolutely, and then everything else was just perfect. The pass back from Shaw, the drive from Werner, the cut back to Rashford and a good strike, and we do take a 1-0 lead here at the Vitality Stadium. A good start in a poor game. Bournemouth then have one last attack in the late minutes of the game to try and get an equaliser. They play around nicely. Kluivert then ends up with the ball, does a little skill to get around his man, then keeps the ball. We can't get anywhere near him at the minute. He's not really going anywhere though. He then passes it to McKennie. McKennie then finds Bakistas, who does put it wide, and that does mean that we do take the 3 points. It wasn't pretty. It was a bit of a terrible game to be honest, but I'll take terrible games till the end of the season if it meant that we pick up all the points available to us, because that top 4 spot is very, very important if we want to keep our job, I think. So just before we jumped into that Newcastle game, a bit of bad news. Bruno Fernandes sprained his knee in that Bournemouth game and is now out for a month, which might see him out till the end of the season. So the Newcastle team then jumping into this vital top of the table clash. Nick Pope in goal, Morisic, Alban, Shaw, Trippier, Longstaff, DePaul, Bruno Guimaraes, Gon, Isak and Almiron on the right. And then our team was Onana, Shaw, Martinez, Araujo, Dalot, Casemiro, Mason Mount, Kubo in to replace the injured Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, Guirassy and Anthony making his first start since return of injury. Hopefully we can pick up another 3 points here. So we get a chance in the first 2 minutes of this game. Guirassy with nice press and gets the ball off Shaw, then runs at Nick Pope onto his right. Well, he takes it with his left actually, and Nick Pope does end up saving it. And then Newcastle get a chance then from their break. Bruno Guimaraes gets a good shot away, but Onana saves that. And it was a very entertaining game, this one. It was back and forth in the first 15 minutes. We get another chance. Rashford gets around his man, takes a strike, takes a bit of a deflection, but Pope is there again. And then from that corner, we take a shot, we play to Kubo. Kubo crosses it in. They get a header on it, but the ref actually gives a penalty for handball. So we did our usual VAR check. That was the replay. Couldn't really see what happened there. So when I had a look at it, Trippier basically dive ahead. It didn't even hit his hand. The ref thinks it hits Alban's hand, but it doesn't. And even if it had, it would have been a bit harsh because of how close Trippier is to Willie Alban. So yeah, we decided no penalty. we then get another chance with Kubo. Kubo drives in onto his left, takes a shot, gets blocked again. Ends up with Mason Mount, who takes a quick snapshot, but Pope gets down low yet again. And then from another corner, we get another penalty given for handball. The same culprit, Willie Orban. We had a look at this one, and again, it does hit his arm this time, but again, it's really harsh. He can't do anything about that. He's jumped up. His arm is in a natural position. So again, no penalty given for that. So after a very entertaining start to this game, in the 30th minute, Newcastle get another chance with Almiron driving down the right wing. He plays it into Isak into the box, then Isak holds on to the ball. He twists and turns a couple of times. We can't get anywhere near him. Shaw cannot get the ball. He does well. He cuts them back, plays it to Almiron, who gets through onto the tight angle and then puts it away to make it 1-0 to Newcastle despite all of our pressure. Disappointing on Onana's part. He does go through his legs. Well, we shouldn't really be conceding a goal from that tight angle, but we do go 1-0 down in this game. So the next chance falls in the second half. So Casemiro plays to Anthony. Anthony plays back to Dallo. Dallo with a nice dink in for Kubo, who takes a strike, beats Pope this time, but hits the post. Then we come back for a second phase of the same attack. We play back out to Anthony. Anthony then plays it back to Kubo. Kubo with a delicious ball into Girassi. Pope's there again, but Rashford tidies up and finishes off with his head to get his second goal of the episode. And our second goal of the episode, and an equaliser in this one. A really nice ball. It was a shame that Girassi couldn't put that in because Kubo's pass was well worthy of an assist. But it didn't matter. I'd take any goal we could, and Rashford made sure that we did get the equaliser in this one. A very important one. Hopefully we can go get the winner. But we didn't really have much chances to get that winner apart from this header from Araujo, which was an easy save for Pope. And then late on in the game, Newcastle then have the final chance. They get a ball out to Isak. Isak drives into the byline, gets around his man, twists around Shaw yet again, plays a ball over to Gordon, I believe it was, who had a big deflection from Araujo, and Newcastle cannot finish it, which means that we get another 1-1 draw against Newcastle, the same as the other leg game we played. It wasn't a leg, but yeah, we need to pick up as much points as we can, so it was a little bit disappointing. When we got back, we had this message saying that Inacio wants to go on loan. He's unhappy, which is fine. I'm happy with that. And this is how the table then looked after that draw with Newcastle. Still not looking great. The points total has actually gone up because of that draw to 6 points. We run out of games. We really need to start winning every game. It might already be done. The only thing we could do now is try and pick up as much points as we can towards the end of the season. So let's start off with a win against Burnley here. This was their team in a 4-2-3-1 wide. And then my team was Onana, Shaw, Martinez, Araujo, Dallo, Casemiro, Højbjerg, Kubo, Rashford, Werner and Daniel Marlon. This is a game we should be winning. This is a game we need to win. And like I said, we have to win every game now. Going towards the end of the season, that draw has put us in a bit of a tight spot. So early on in this game, it was actually Burnley who get the first chance. Goodmanson plays to Foster. Foster over to Redmond and a good save from Onana. But then we go up the other end then. Onana throws the ball out to Rashford. Rashford then cuts inside, plays a nice ball to Højbjerg, who plays a nice ball into Timo Werner, who plays a ball to Kubo. Kubo with a good ball out to Luke Shaw, heads it down to Marcus Rashford, who takes a strike from the edge of the box, and what a goal. And yet another goal from the break from an Onana save. He is saving us this season, despite he had a bit of a poor game in Chelsea and probably in the Newcastle game as well. But this time he's made sure he saves it, and we go up the other end, and Rashford scores a beauty of a goal. And we take a 1-0 lead. Now, despite being 1-0 up in this game, we were having a torrid time. Redmond was tearing us apart here. He gets in again, takes a strike. Onana is forced to save it yet again. Then from the corner, they get another chance. Goodmanson puts it in. Larson heads it to Redmond again, and Onana gets down low and gets to it, but Redmond is causing us problems. And he was on his way again. Here he comes again, Redmond. Cuts back inside with a nice bit of skill, gets around another defender, gets in, and somehow Onana saves yet again. Redmond should have had a hat-trick. So then in the second half, from a throw-in, we get a chance. Shaw plays to Rashford, Rashford to Kubo, quickly to Werner, and Werner has to put that in. Then in the 70th minute, Marlon nicks the ball just in front of the halfway line. Runs at it, tries to play the ball to Girassi, but it gets intercepted, but Marlon's determination means he gets the ball back. He drives in, cuts it back to Mount, plays it into Garnacho, gets around his man, takes a strike, and does somehow end up going in. Bit of a poor goalkeeping from Muric, I think, but we'll take it. considering that, to be fair, Burnley were probably the better team overall in this game. We're somehow 2-0 up. But like I said, I'll take any luck we can get. But it is a really nice finish. But the goalkeeper will be a bit disappointed he hasn't kept that out. So the man of the match of this game, despite being 2-0 down, has got to be Nathan Redmond. He's causing us so much problems. Here he comes again. He should get an assist, but Foster puts it wide. He then comes again at us for another chance. He cuts it back to Cork. Cork takes a strike, gets blocked, ends up with Foster luckily, but Onana gets down well. Onana probably would argue that maybe he deserves man of the match because he's been keeping Nathan Redmond out. So, but I still think Redmond should have had a goal or an assist in this game. He had one hell of a game. Maybe he should be looking to go to a better team than Burnley because he deserved to be on the winning side. But after that 2-0 victory then, it means that we stay in 5th, still 4 points off, and played that one game more. That draw against Newcastle we could have done with a win, really. Like I said, we can't really afford to draw any games, never mind like lose any either, because we have to win every game to even stand a chance, because it's not in our hands. We need other teams to slip up, and hopefully that can happen. But we've got a tough episode in the next one. This is how the rest of the tables look in Burnley, obviously down there. They're not yet relegated, but it looks like very likely. Luton already relegated, and Bournemouth still have somewhat of a chance to survive as well. But again, it's looking very likely that those bottom 3 are the ones that are going to go down. But we just need to worry about ourselves now and try and pick up 9 points in the season finale tomorrow, where we will play Crystal Palace, Arsenal and Brighton. None of them are easy games whatsoever. Away at Palace is going to be tough. Arsenal, even though it's home, is just going to be a tough game, and Brighton away is also going to be a very tough game. And even picking up 9 points might not be enough to get that top 4 spot. I think we're pretty much guaranteed Europe, but we want Champions League. I think we can also even end up in Conference League, but we'll see how it goes. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, remember to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss anything else from my channel. And I'll see you for that big one tomorrow in the season finale. But until then, take care guys.